She might not be Mom of the Year material, but she's certainly the mother of one-liners. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Lucille Bluth moments.
Buster's your brother, and I'm not going to leave him home alone with all this Juice around.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at the funniest and snarkiest moments from this Arrested Development character. Number 10. Set myself on fire.
Look what they've done, Michael.
The moment you meet Lucille Bluth, it's evident that she's going to stand out, even in an ensemble full of scene-stealing characters. At a retirement party for George Sr., Lucille is infuriated to find that a neighboring boat of homosexual protesters has upstaged the Bluth family. Criticizing the gay community for being too over the top, Lucille feels a sudden urge to set herself on fire.
Everything I do is so dramatic and flamboyant, it just makes me want to set myself on fire.
Her statement is as ironic as it is uproarious, establishing Lucille as dramatic, flamboyant, and incredibly hypocritical. What makes this all the more hysterical is that Lucille's oblivious son-in-law is aboard the protest ship, having boarded the wrong vessel while sporting his wife's blouse.
I should say so. Look at the blouse, sir.
Number 9. Jean Parmesan.
I got a call today from Jean Parmesan, our private eye.
Cynical, bitter, condescending, these all aptly describe Lucille Bluth. As you can imagine, we rarely see her giddy with excitement. But when Jean Parmesan is in the house, she can't help but cheer like a little kid.
Well, private detective, Jean Parmesan, how are you doing?
Jean is far from the best private detective, and to call him a master of disguise would also be a stretch. Nevertheless, Jean knows how to make a surprise entrance with his assortment of costumes. Whether he's dressed as a janitor, a firefighter, or a bear with balloons, Jean never fails to catch Lucille off guard, leaving her screaming in joy and the audience laughing at their combined antics. Number 8. The C-word.
Michael?
Mom, I'm right in the middle of something.
Arrested Development is known for its ingenious wordplay, and this scene epitomizes why. When Job becomes president of the Bluth Company, buying a boat becomes his top priority. Although Michael is dead set against this expenditure, Job has his heart set on a yacht dubbed the Seaward. That's S-E-A-W-A-R-D.
The C-word.
You're not getting a boat.
It's easy to misinterpret the name of Job's ship, as it sounds like he's actually saying the C-W-O-R-D. While the Bluth brothers bicker over the C-word, Lucille jumps to the conclusion that they're talking about her. Seeing how nonchalantly Lucille reacts to this offensive term, it's safe to assume that she's heard the actual C-word plenty of times before.
Get rid of the C-word.
I'll leave when I'm good and ready.
Number 7. Take it back.
Are you aware that we've been downgraded to being just pool members at the club now?
Although the opening credits claim this is the story of a wealthy family that lost everything, Arrested Development isn't exactly a riches to rags tale. It's a riches to fewer riches tale. Nevertheless, Lucille Bluth has grown accustomed to a certain lifestyle and won't stand for anything less. This scene finds her at her snobbiest, as the Bluth family is downgraded at their country club.
You can free up a little company money to get back our golf privileges.
Only permitted to use the pool, Lucille takes her rage out on a waiter that puts his thumb on her glass, resulting in a classic one-liner.
Take it back! If I wanted something your thumb touched, I'd eat the inside of your ear!
Gazing at a curly fry, Lucille acts as if she's being forced to eat prison food, while her husband is literally incarcerated.
I will not stand for this.
Number 6. Motherboy 30.
Well, that little bit of honesty helped nothing.
Where Lucille's other children strive to stay away from her, Buster is the definition of a mama's boy. After Buster's hand is bitten off, however, Lucille deems him an unsuitable partner for the 30th annual Motherboy convention. Determined to win the Cutest Couple award, she recruits her grandson instead.
I'm his grandmother. He's an orphan.
We're not sure what's weirder, that Lucille takes a mother-son dance so seriously, that Buster is jealous of his nephew, or that somebody actually named this contest Motherboy. In any case, the results are comedic gold, as Michael and Buster team up to get George Michael out of Lucille's clutches. In the end, Buster and his mother make a splash as Peter Pan and Captain Hook.
We'll pretend it's a costume. Let's dance.
Number 5. A Star War.
Buster get in the trunk of car.
Being one of the most successful film franchises of all time, you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody that hasn't seen Star Wars. Even if you're a virgin to the movies, chances are you're at least somewhat familiar with them. It would seem that Lucille is a few decades behind on pop culture, however. In an uncharacteristically good mood, she gives her adopted son a few dollars. hilariously telling him to go see a Star War.
Here's some money. Go see a Star War.
The only thing Lucille seems to know about Star Wars is that it keeps kids occupied. But so long as it gets Anyang out of the house for a while, that's really all she needs to know.
Oh, no.
Number 4. Vodka Rocks.
Can I get a vodka tonic, please? I'd like a vodka tonic, please.
Lucille is always asking for a drink, even when there aren't any waiters around.
A sea of waiters and no one will take a drink order.
Her functional alcoholism is on full display in this moment, however, as she barks at her family for a vodka tonic. Michael is quick to point out that it's only breakfast, so Lucille adds a piece of toast to her order.
Get me a Vodka Rocks.
Mom, it's breakfast.
And a piece of toast.
In addition to being one of the wittiest responses Lucille has ever dished out, this scene exemplifies just how hilariously out of touch she is with appropriate behavior, as well as making a strong argument for her joining AA. Maybe Mallory Archer could be her sponsor. Then again, those two would probably just end up sipping vodka together.
Please, we've talked about this. It's not even 8:30.
Number 3. Plate or platter.
There's absolutely no room. Come on, I've suddenly lost my appetite.
Oh, who's gonna believe that?
Lucille's at her best when she's out of her element, and Klimpy's is about as far away from her comfort zone as you can get. From the second Lucille spots the peppy waitress, she can tell that this place isn't going to be up her alley.
Welcome to Klimpy's, anywhere you like.
This does not bode well.
But with her blood sugar at a perilous low, it's not like she has any other options. A particularly awkward moment occurs when the waitress asks her if she'd prefer a plate or a platter. Lucille's infinitely quotable response, or lack thereof, sums up her elitist mentality in a nutshell.
Plate or platter?
I don't understand the question, and I won't respond to it.
Given how poorly the night begins, it's no surprise that Lucille and Lindsay don't make it to dessert.
Why don't you eat it, Mother? Why don't you just take this cake and shove it?
Number 2. The price of a banana.
You're the one who charged his own brother for a Bluth frozen banana.
Having spent much of her life as part of the 1%, Lucille is completely out of touch with how the poor and middle class live. In her mind, $10 is the equivalent of $1, as demonstrated when she asks Michael the price of a frozen banana. Seeing how the Bluth company owns the banana stand, you'd think Lucille would have an idea of how much a banana costs. Yet she's obviously never stepped foot in the banana stand. Or a supermarket for that matter.
I mean, it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
Of course, the fact that it's all transpiring while the maid cleans the fireplace only adds to the comedy.
You better not walk through here after she's been in there.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
No sugar for you, you just get more awful.
I heard you don't handle your booze so well anymore.
So this should be easy for you. That one didn't count. I'll be in the hospital bar.
You know, there isn't a hospital bar, Mother.
This is why people hate hospitals.
Number 1. I don't care for Job.
Oh, she thinks I'm too critical. That's another fault of hers.
Considering Lucille never misses an opportunity to point out Lindsay's faults, you'd be forgiven for assuming that her daughter is her least favorite offspring. Of course, that dubious honor actually goes to her firstborn child, Job. Lucille asserts this in the pilot where she claims to love all of her children equally.
I love all my children equally.
Of course, a quick cut to earlier that day reveals evidence to the contrary.
I don't care for Joe.
Part of what makes this moment so funny is that it was seemingly unprompted. Lucille just bluntly states her distaste for Job out of the blue. Maybe it was the booze talking, or maybe Lucille simply doesn't care for Job. It's likely the latter.
If you're saying I play favorites, you're wrong.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.